Well, we're finally here. All the way back from 2012, we've now reached the year of 2017, and we're talking about the current LP that I am doing right now, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So of course this marks the last episode of the Calham64 LP Retrospective. Now I wouldn't usually do an LP Retrospective on a game I haven't finished yet, because that's the thing. I'm still currently doing Majora's Mask. I'm on like episode 46 I think it is, and I'm still not quite near the end of the game yet, so I've still got a bit left to go. But I'm taking a break from the LP and moving onwards to a new one because it's been going on for a bit of a while and I want to move on to something different for a bit. I don't want to just dedicate 5 months to Majora, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to critique how this has gone so far. Okay, so the previous one I talked about, Metroid Prime, was the very last time that my LPs were recorded on my laptop. Ever since I started recording from my laptop, which was back in 2014 with Donkey Kong Country, I had been using it all those years until when Majora's Mask was released, I got a PC. A faster one which was capable of recording at 1080p and at 60 frames per second. So of course, this meant that Majora's Mask marked the very first time that my channel had an LP uploaded in 1080p, because that's what I did. I played through Majora's Mask on the Wii U version, recorded at full 1080p, and I think it looks rather nice. I do actually own Majora's Mask for the N64. I mean, of course I would, it's my favourite game of all time, you know? But recording it from the actual N64 is something I would not do, because the N64, the best thing it accepts in the UK at least, is only composite cables, and they're not that great to record with, so that's why I had to resort to using the Virtual Console version instead. Oh boy though, Nintendo, why must you always muck in my mud? If you're not a YouTuber, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But of course nowadays Nintendo have been a bit picky for the certain things that you upload on YouTube involving their content, where basically they don't like it when you use their music or their cutscenes, so you sometimes have to censor things going on or change things up a bit here and there, because otherwise your videos get detected for copyright, which is a bit of a shame. And it's been a little difficult with Majora's Mask, or so I thought to begin with. Because I always thought that, oh my god, what am I going to do? Because a lot of the cutscenes, I just want to be quiet over so that people can watch it, because I didn't want to have to talk over the cutscenes, because then it just completely ruins the mood and atmosphere of Majora's Mask being a dark game. So that's when I came up with the idea where anytime I talk, it doesn't matter, because I'm talking over the music anyway, so it doesn't even matter, it won't get detected. And when it did come to the serious cutscenes, if I wanted to play the music out loud, I could on some things that were really small, but the big ones, which are very, very emotional and everything, I would play the Zelda reorchestrated versions to avoid that. And it worked very well, I think, because even with that music, it still captured the mood and atmosphere. Like I said, that is the thing I did not want to go away, because previously I did do an earlier LP of Majora's Mask, and during that, every cutscene that was happening, I would talk through and I would go like, oh, he's not a very nice guy, is he? And I'm like, oh my god, just stop saying that, you're bringing me out of the mood. So that's when I decided to go towards that idea instead, because it worked a lot better. But that's not to say the LP was perfect, because there were some problems here and there, okay? And let me talk about those. So I'm fine with the presentation going on for like all the assets and how the game was recorded and my voice and all that. But I do think the LP was a bit of a drag in places, particularly at the very beginning. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really take you that long if you don't screw up on things, because I tried to get as much as I could in Clocktown before going to the Southern Swamp. And while it was a good idea, it did mean that episode, 8 or 9 I think, was the one where I literally got outside of Clocktown. And while that is good, it means that the audience kinda gets a bit bored after a while of you doing side quests for God knows how many episodes. My original ambition in this LP was just to show off how much stuff you really could collect before heading off to the next area. And sure, while it is useful, it's useful to some people for a guide. For an LP, at the end of the day, remember you're trying to keep the audience entertained for the game going on. And if there's episodes upon episodes of just side quests going on, they will get bored from that. And that's a mistake I've learned from this LP. The thing that drove me to do Majora's Mask in the first place was the celebration of my channel reaching 500 subscribers. I always said that if my channel ever reached 500 subscribers, I would do a full informative LP of my favourite game of all time, Majora's Mask. And I always stuck to that, and so when I did hit 500, I thought, yeah, let's do it! While it's good I was excited about it, it's just kind of a shame that I know that it could have been a lot better than I wanted it to, you know? There are a lot of improvements that need doing in Majora's Mask, and hopefully when I do actually get back to doing it, after I've done a couple of other LPs going on, because I just, like I was saying before, I don't want it just to be Majora's Mask through the whole year, you know? I hope that the other episodes after that will be a lot better and improved, because I'll be not doing things that I did in the past. One of them in particular, which a friend occasionally got annoyed about, and yeah, I can see it from his perspective, I really can. It's the fact that, okay, if you've played Majora's Mask, you already know what I'm talking about, right? It's a story, it's a really dark story going on and stuff. So there are some cutscenes and situations that you don't want spoiled, particularly if you're watching it for the very first time. Unfortunately, I did that a lot during the LP. There were certain parts where I was just like, oh yeah, this is the bit where stuff happens, you know? And I'm like, well, that's just brilliant. You've just spoiled the whole surprisement factor when it comes to the cutscenes, so now I'm not going to be in shock and you've spoiled it. And yeah, that would get annoying after a while, I can see that. But the problem was, like I was saying, I've always wanted to do an LP of Majora's Mask, and I was eager. When I got to 500, I was like, oh my god, Majora's Mask, I know exactly what I'm doing, I'm just going to record because I know everything. Not true. While I do know everything about the game, I definitely don't know how to structure it, let's just say. Now I could just restart the whole LP from the very beginning and write what was wrong, but honestly I don't really want to do that, mainly because I dedicated a lot of my time to get this done in the first place. I had the whole week where I had the house to myself, so of course during all that I thought, through the majority of this week, no pun intended, I'm literally going to record as much as I can for Majora's Mask, so I dedicated all of my week to that. And to put all of that to sudden waste after how much fun it was, would just not seem right, in my opinion. Instead, what I decided to do is when I do actually return to Majora's Mask, I will finish it, I'll beat it to 100%, so it's not going to be an unfinished project like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which I still need to get back to. Instead, later on in the future, if my channel grows even bigger, I'll do it again, but just better, with all this stuff corrected. I will make it into an LP where I'm like, yeah, okay, this is the true way that I look at my Majora's Mask LP, because the current way that I've done it, it's been fun. I've enjoyed making it. I mean, it's not like I haven't really enjoyed it or anything, but it's just, there's improvements, you know? And with it being my favourite game of all time, I really want it to be perfection. Of course, by far, this LP has been the most comfortable way to record anything I've done on this channel, because of course I moved into a different room, and I got myself a PC with a desk and all my TVs on top, and everything's just all in my room now. All my games, my setup, my recording, meaning now I can easily just get up and just record anytime, any day, and it's just way more convenient. Whereas in the past, I always had to wait till I was alone in the house and do it for a certain time limit, and just now, everything's a lot more casual going on. And that's why I was able to record up to an awful lot for Majora's Mask, because the setup was just so convenient. I could easily just get up and just record. It wasn't like, oh my god, I've got to put this here and bring my stuff down and get it all done. It was, nope, set up, turn on my PC, set everything up, and done. Go, record. That's what motivated me to do the most of Majora. Oh, I do know that next time though, if you've been watching this LP by the way, I think you probably already know what I'm talking about, the tone of my voice, because I mentioned this a lot during the LP, is next time I'm gonna make sure I don't have input latency. That was one annoying thing I noticed when playing it on the Virtual Console version for the Wii U. Any buttons I pressed, they happened a lot later, meaning the town shooting gallery caused me a lot of trouble. In fact, an awful lot. Keep on doing it, Link! No! You f***ing piece of shit! Again with the f***ing input latency, for f***ing Christ's sake! That episode was fun to edit though, I will admit. So if in the future I do decide to do Majora's Mask again, I'll make sure that doesn't happen, because that was one thing I kept blaming through the majority of the LP. Also, Harry TM12, if you're watching this, my relation and what I think of my Majora's Mask LP is pretty much the same way that you feel with the LP that we did of Banjo-Kazooie. It's a love-hate relationship going on, because some episodes I was like, yeah, that was good, I explained all about the stuff, okay, no spoilers here and there, and it was fine. But then other ones I'm like, why did I just say that? Why did I just spoil what the hell's happening? Why is episode 8 when I go to the Southern Swamp, you know, why is it not much earlier? That's the way I feel about it, so in a way, mate, I can kind of relate. Oh, and there have been a lot of memorable moments in the Majora's Mask LP, but honestly, I don't really want to say too much because then, spoilers! And I already did enough of that in the cutscenes, so you know, I'm not going to do it in this retrospective as well, so, you know, just watch the LP if you want. There are some memorable moments here and there, which I rather like. And, well, I guess this is it. It's the end of the line. That's pretty much all I have to say about The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. It's an LP that I will get back to eventually, and I'll hopefully right what was wrong in the past, but it's one I kind of have mixed feelings with, and I just felt could have been better in places here and there. So, don't join me next time, because that's it. I've critiqued every LP I've done. All 24 LPs ranging all the way back from 2012, they're all done now. There's nothing else to talk about. So I guess this is the end of the Calham64 LP Retrospective. It's been a fun ride. It's been very different compared to most things I do, where I literally grabbed all the assets and original material I've done for every LP. Editing it all together was a lot of fun and rather nostalgic in a way, looking all the way back 5 years ago to see how much I've changed over the years. And I hope it's been a fun watch for you watching as well. But of course, this doesn't mean that with Majora's Mask finished, that's it, it's the last LP ever, 5 years, I'm quitting. No, it's not that. I will still be doing LPs going on, because in fact, I've been recording another LP that's literally launching not too long after this retrospective has finished. In this case, this one that you're watching right now, where I've already announced it in my 700 subscriber special video. Well, the next LP I'm going to be doing is an underrated game, in my opinion anyway, on the PS1 called Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle. It's going to be a very short LP because the game could be beat in around 3 hours. So it'll be around maybe 6 episodes long, to be I'm not sure really, because I haven't really finished it to this day. I've recorded a bunch of episodes at the beginning, so I've got it started, but I don't really know how long it's actually going to be. What I'm basically just saying is don't expect it to be long, because it's a very short game. So things don't end here. I just continue on making LPs. It's something I've genuinely enjoyed doing ever since 2012, and even 5 years later, I'm still not giving up, man. I freaking love it. So, with everything done, I'm going to call this retrospective series off right here. I hope you all have enjoyed this project, and from now on, the rest is history. Here's to 5 years on YouTube and even more.